Isaac, and a lot of people call me Ike, Cohen. My rank was SK2SS. Back in 1967, I got out of 66. I got out of high school. I went to work right away for a bank. I became a check clearance clerk and then teller. And then all of a sudden they came up with this lotto. I don't think you know this, but unfortunately my number was 1. So I knew I was going to get. I never said anything about this. I knew I was getting drafted like that, and I was in pretty good shape. I played baseball. I was in pretty good shape. So I said to myself, I want to serve my country, but I don't want to do it as an army guy trying to kill people, because it's hard for me. So I said to myself, well, okay, what can I do? So I searched around. I found out that we can join the Navy if we volunteer for submarines, and we can get in right away. So on July 5th, 1967, I joined, and I went into the reserves. The plan there was, they called it 2x4, 2 years active, 4 years reserves. Okay. So I said, well, yeah, I could deal with that, I think, you know. So that's how I got started and how I kind of got into it. And as a reservist, all we did was attend meetings on the weekends. We did 2 weeks active duty, and eventually you have to go on 2 years total active duty. So initially we just did the reserve weekends, and we had to go to sub school and boot camp. My boot camp was the best ever, because what we did in New London, Connecticut, and a base, I don't know how many people spoke about New London, but that's a huge submarine base, but not like it used to be. When we went in, it was most of the diesel boats that were around. So our commitment was to go for, let's see, it was 10 weeks, 2 weeks boot camp. Everybody else did a lot more, and they did it with the Marines, but they, well, they did it with other Marines, but they did it for 6 weeks. We did it for 2, and we did it with the Marines at New London, Connecticut. So it turns out that was pretty easy, even in my shape, so it was okay. And then 10 weeks sub school to get, you have to go to sub school before you go on a sub, which was rather 8 weeks sub school. And then after that, I got done with that, and then later on you had a commitment to go for 2 years. So eventually that came up, and that was in February of 1969. So before we went, my friend and I took a trip down to Florida, had a good time, came back and reported in, went to, I took the train from New York into New London, reported in, and I ended up getting assigned to the USS Dogfish.